Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial and Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial and Mom, and today we're going to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 17, Gatlinburg Getaway. Now, of course, before I begin, please don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. It's free, doesn't cost you nothing. Just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. 2-for-1 deal. Subscribe, like, you're part of the family, and leave your comments because, hey, I look forward to hearing what you have to say because maybe I missed something on the episode, or maybe something that you just want to put in to say yourself, just to be like, hey, what do you think about XYZ? That's fine too. And hello to everyone on the replay gang. Same thing applies. If you're on the replay, if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, leave your comments. I'd be happy to see what you have to say. And I reply back to every message. So your messages do not go unseen. I do see them all. All right. So what do we think about this episode? The Gatlinburg Getaway. I mean, couldn't they have went ahead and did an extra 30 minutes on last week's episode to make this Gatlin Getaway over? Because this same conversation from the first night to the second night to when they went home were the same Groundhog Day conversations. Was it just me? Because if it was just me, humble me down. It is okay. Criticism, as long as it's within reason, nothing nasty or whatever, that's cool. We can go back and forth. But I think the conversations were the same and we didn't learn anything we didn't already know. I don't know. So let's see who's in the building. Hopefully everyone is doing well wherever you are in this great big world of ours. Hello to Frappes and Tea. Thank you for joining. Hello to Dolores. Thank you for joining. Thank you to Miss Sharon. Thank you for joining. And Devontae, thank you for joining. So, all right. Well, let me just give a quick, what'd you say? Dolores, you agree? You know what? Thank you, Dolores. I just want to say before I drop the link that this complete season of Married at First Sight, I may have said it before, and if I have again, I apologize, just hasn't progressed the way other seasons have progressed. Yes, I know they're different couples. I get it. But this solely, for sure, that we've been saying as the audience, falls on the experts. They even brought in 2 new experts last season. And then for the show to still remain kind of like stagnant for this season as well, yeah, it's not working. So for them to, in my opinion, for them to constantly like bring on all the extra other seasons that's already being taped, like maybe towards the end or the middle of the current season, it's not connecting. The dots aren't connecting for me. It's definitely, where's my red flags? I'm only going to use one for just what I'm saying. Red flag, red flag, red flag. So, but anyways, all right, let me read another comment. Frappes and Tea, you say, I like the episode minus Jasmine's husband coming back. When he left, he should have taken Gina and Kirsten's husband with him. Exactly. So what is it that you liked about the episode then? Just Clint? Because technically, for the last 2 weeks or so, maybe 3, but definitely 2, is last week and this week, it's definitely been the Clint show. It's been Clint looking for love on Married at First Sight. That's the title of the show. That's the headline, not Gatlin Getaway. Clint looking for love on tonight's episode of Married at First Sight. But anyways, all right, let me find the link. Oh, let me get it up here. So if anyone wants to join, all you have to do is click the link. You do not have to show your face. There's an option of turning your camera on or turning your camera off. And then, you can talk to me with just a blank screen and just your name at the bottom, whatever your name is on YouTube, Frappes and T or Dolores or Sharon or Devontae, however you want to do it. That's how it works if you ever click the link. You can even click that link to join just to see how it works without even coming to backstage to me or any other show that you watch, just to see how it works if that's what you want to do. But let me give you all a quick overview of what's going on of the show. So the couples are still at the retreat, and it's the next morning after Clint and Nicole's birthday bash when we see a confessional with Gina and Clint. Clint saying he's starting the day with some Advil because, hey, they polished off a new bottle of champagne once they got back to the room. But apparently, as the show went forward, Clint, he may or may not have had a recollection of polishing off the extra bottle of champagne with Gina. Because what Gina says later on after group activities that she had to help Clint with, yeah, he may not actually remember all that, but he had a good time, and that's what he's here to do. All right, so the couples have activities planned for the day. Shaq and Kirsten, Chris and Nicole go into town to take some old-time Western photos. The photos turned out really nice. I thought so. The ladies and the men went separately to pick out their outfits, right? So Kirsten's like, oh, so what should we wear? And Nicole was like, we should be wenches. You know what? I know maybe that was like for some, but not for me. I was like, that just seems like it's up Nicole's alley. I mean, even though she comes across like she has a self-esteem issue, maybe her like alter ego gives like, I want to be a witch. So they both chose the witch costume, and she felt very comfortable in it. And then too, have y'all noticed that Kirsten and Nicole have gone lingerie shopping? So now they're going shopping in the old time, and they chose almost similar like to what would be considered lingerie. The wench, not saying lingerie is winchy, but you know I'm trying to say, like going down that alley, like being a little bit more risque for her husband. That's what it gave for me. And then Chris, he wanted to be a sheriff again. That he just screams like that's what he wants to be or chooses to be. He just seems like that type of dude, right? And what was Shaq, like an old new, what was that, like a was he a sheriff too, or was he like the bad guy, the robber, or what was his outfit? He didn't necessarily say what it was, but I don't know. All right, let me read some comments. Frappes and tea, you say, I like the activities and the couples bonding. Okay. And then Sharon, you agree. And then Frappes and tea, again, you say, I didn't like the Western photos, but the ladies look good. You don't like that? I remember I was like in a grocery store a really long time ago, because I think Millennial was probably about, she was still in elementary school. My kids are 4 years apart. So they were probably like second and sixth grade or third and seventh grade, something like that. And have you ever been to like a Walmart or to a grocery store, or someone's like doing photos, whatever, like trying to sell you, like get a free photo, for 8x10. And then when you get there, there's always like, if you want to buy the package XYZ. Well, they haven't had that type of package when my kids were small. And we did that. And I thought they turned out cute. No, I didn't dress like a witch. All right. So Sharon says photos were very nice. All right. And then Kirsten, Frappes and T said, I like Kirsten and Nicole's friendship. That's different. All right. And then Sharon, you say they're becoming good friends because they're both weird. You think they're both weird? And no, you didn't like the filter. You know what, Sharon? I wouldn't say they were weird, but what I will say, in my opinion, I think they both have similar issues, how they view themselves. So it might be like not as a higher self-esteem kind of thing. So I think maybe that's where they bond. Because when it comes to communication style with Nicole and Kirsten, oh, no. Kirsten is not even as much of a talker as Nicole is. So that's just my opinion. So that's just what it is. All right. And so then I have written down that, let's see, talk about Nicole's leads. So, just during the pictures of the old time photos, whether you like them or not, I just found it interesting, just the conversations that, do you all feel that is producers giving the questions? Or do you feel like they're very natural questions that the couples are asking. With this conversation with Nicole and Kirsten and then Chris and Shaq, I think maybe it was like a push maybe from the producers. I think that the conversation of Kirsten constantly saying how her and Shaq just aren't on the same page is getting a little stale, because every episode, and I know it's a two-way street, right? It goes on both sides. But that's all she has to say every time. I mean, nothing has changed with the, oh, well, yeah, our communication issues, this and that. It's supposed to be a fun time at the old time photos. It's supposed to be fun. You're dressing up. You're on a little mini vacay. We shouldn't be stressing about what's going on when we're trying to take some cute little sexy pictures, maybe trying to get a little cute little sexy whatever after the pictures, right? I mean, that's what I would guess from it, but I don't know. Let's see. Frappes and Tea says a little bit of both. Okay. Sharon says production. Dolores production too. All right. And then later, I see you backstage. Later, all the couples minus Eris go to the lumberjack activities where they're showing how the guys are showing how it's quick to speed climb a tree. And I'm thinking, nah, that is some professionals. Because if that was the case, you would just see little kids, Tina, just randomly climbing up anything. No, have you ever climbed a tree when you were little? That takes work. So, I mean, they should have known, like, whoa, wow, I can do that. I was like, oh, okay, who's going to be the first one, to fall or get hurt or something. But anyways, now, and before I bring you on backstage, no shade. Matter of fact, I'm going to give me a red flag on my comment because I typed this and I was like, maybe I shouldn't type it, but I honestly couldn't say it another way. And I try to be nice. You know what? I heard this on another show. Sometimes I'm critical, yes, but I'm accurate. I really try not to be as hard on people or whatever, but this is what they're giving me. So let me red flag myself one more time. Let me do a little. Okay. Now, is it me or did Nicole's her physique, did it not to you all give the impression like she was going to kill that exercise? You know what I'm saying? Because she already looks like that's what she might do on the side anyway, with the weightlift and stuff like that. Is it just me? Nicole, if you're watching, girl, no shade. I'm red flagging myself, okay? No shade for real, but I'm just, okay? Because listen, you can call me, you fat, whatever. My self-esteem isn't that low, so it's okay. But I'm just saying that's what it looked like for me. So, all right, forgive me, y'all. You ready backstage? All right. Sorry, no shade though, for real. Sorry, hey, all right, here we go.
I'm good. That was hilarious.
No, but it's true though. I was like, I really didn't want to type that, but I was like, that's what she looked like to me, right? I'm giving my opinion, but she looked like she was going to be up there like them dudes. Like, did she lift weights on the side?
She got those shoulders. Like,
that's what I'm saying. She looked like she do stuff like that, physical activity on the side. I'm just saying. Anyway, so Frappes, he said Nicole did good. She did good, yeah. She I thought she did better though. And then Dolores says Jasmine did good also. Jasmine, she's the one who surprised me. I thought Jasmine wouldn't be as athletic as she. I know she's athletic, but just to go up there like that, I just really thought. Anyway,
I think they all did good because honestly, I wouldn't have did it. I'd have been like, nah, bruh.
You have to know your strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you were fit, not saying you personally, in general, even if you are fit, if you aren't used to doing stuff like that, you have to know your limitations. You just can't be out there and be like, oh yeah, that looks fun. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway.
I ain't fit, and I wouldn't do it if I was.
Sure says you look like a linebacker. No shade. Okay, no shade. No shade.
Only
No,
black people say that. Only black people.
but she is though. It's the shoulders. It's the. But I think I mentioned that like early on. Like, did she lift weights or something? Like, what did she do for a
Maybe
living?
she's just stocky built. You know, some girls, you know,
That's fine. That's
get it
fine.
from their daddy.
That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Nicole, that's okay. Anyways. All right. So what I have down this, I said the couples make it back to the cabin. Shaq and Kirsten talk about how they feel about the day again.
Mm-hmm.
Kirsten doesn't feel like she's on the same page, and she feels like she needs deeper conversation, and she feels like it's a constant thing. Now, I mean, y'all humble me down if I'm incorrect. Does Kirsten, let's talk about Kirsten and Shaq. Doesn't it seem like that's all they talk about? Or is it, or what? The conversation, I don't feel good about this, or where it's going. Does it feel like that to you?
I don't. Look a little shaky. It's looking a little shaky. It was real good. I told you that sex was a one-time thing.
One-time thing.
I don't think Shaq like her.
I think it's the other way around. I think Shaq would want to give it a go, but I think it's Kirsten that's like, spoiling the deal. But real quick, Dolores says, Devontae, what snack are you eating?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can eat it.
I had one of Twizzler nibblers.
Oh.
Twizzler things.
Oh, I don't mind. Sharon says, I'm sick of Kirsten. Dolores is boring. But yeah, they agree. They all agree that they're having the same conversation. I don't know. It's just like, now it's like watching paint dry. It's like, okay, so what do they have to say now? Now I'd rather see Eris and Jasmine instead of Kirsten and Shaq talk, because we're not getting anywhere with this. But I will say that I did see a picture of them on IG. Someone, I think MAFS Nation had it up for everybody. It was a picture of Chris and Nicole. Wait. It was definitely Nicole, Kirsten, and then Eris was like running a marathon or something. And they had a sign up for him that said, Eris, you're for the, and they had the drawing of the streets. And I was like, they need to knock it out. So maybe they might still be together. I don't know. Sharon says Shaq is getting tired of her and the communication issues. And Dolores says, oh, that's her favorite snack.
Okay.
Gotcha. For everybody, he said, no, I don't want to see Jasmine's husband. No, but for the sake of having like a slightly different conversation, that's what I'm saying. Because Kirsten and Shaquille aren't growing at all to me. But we'll get to that later. So what do we think about when Clint and Gina talk? You know what she's talking about? Her business. One of her employees called or texted to say that she wasn't coming on a trip, and how that she, as a business owner, just seems like she's doing all that she can to just, make things work, and everybody, you know what I'm saying? Every moment she's promoted her business. Nothing about this getaway, the birthday, had anything to do with, oh, well, maybe we could like at least, try to communicate while we're here, at least try to enjoy ourselves. No, that's not it at all. What'd you think about Gina and her business talk yet again?
I mean, I feel like I'll give her a pass this week. Just Jazz, she right.
Jasmine chill. Gina has no friends.
Jasmine, you right.
You
ain't got no friends. That's the truth. Because I ain't tripping on you quitting on me. Like I mean, you ain't been in business that long. So I'm like, oh yeah, she ain't got no friends, because I'll be like, all right, you should just respect it, bro. She want to be an entrepreneur on her own. You probably quit somebody's shop. So
yes,
I'm like,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it's just like, I mean, what do you want her to do?
No, but at the same time, okay, so your employee texts you about the business, but you had to talk about that on camera his birthday was just last night. Like, hey, how you feeling? What you want to do today? Everybody's doing these activities. Why we got to go into the business though? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my problem with Gina. Sharon says business, business, business. That's her life. Gina don't have a time for a husband. They say right.
So
Sharon?
do you think if you was on a vacation, somebody quit your business, you don't think you'd say nothing to your husband? Or you will wait till after vacation?
Yes, but not on camera. That's not because it made it seem like, in my opinion, it made it seem like that's all they had to, that's all she had to talk about. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get into conversation about the events of last night or what we want to do today since everybody was out doing their own little thing. She just strictly saw her talking about this.
Right.
That's the issue that I have with it, you know? So, you know, yeah, she could have threw it in a little bit, but not just have like the whole thing, like ruin her day. I mean, it's just one employee, you know? So to me, Dolores says, Gina only interested in her business. Jasmine Show says Gina should have married a business. Dolores says Gina's not into Clint. Well, we've known that a long time. And then Jasmine Show also says, but she started crying out business stuff, basically. Yeah, that's what made it wrong to me. If you're on a getaway, yes, things happen. If you own a business, you got to take care of different little things. But that's something that, I mean, it's not like the whole shop walked out. If the whole shop walked out, then maybe, you know, it would have carried over to whatever on camera. But I just think that she just had this as an out. Maybe it was planned, like, girl, because listen, I don't know about guys, but ladies have done this before. Like, in about 15 minutes, text me so I can get out of this date or this opportunity. So maybe it was like, Gina, I can't do this. Maybe that was the thing. So maybe that was her way of going home. I just thought about that. Maybe that was her out. You never know. So, yeah. So anyway.
She just, I don't know why they still here. I'm like, hey, we got the week. We done heard y'all friends. Would you just break it off? Why y'all trying to make the decision day? Talking about, if things could turn around. No. Y'all not even holding hands. Basic. No. Y'all not even friends that could possibly. That's just not. It's just not.
I know. We'll get to that because I'm going to show order as the show goes along. And then at the very end too. So now after all that and the activities, everything, let me jump back to the activities. Did you all find it interesting, because I did, that after the activities that they broke up them into groups? Why did they break them up into groups? If you're doing an activity, why break them off to talk about what's going on in the relationship? They're supposed to relax. Why get them like, oh, you know, I just wish there'd be more communication. Oh yeah, I wish Eris was here. You know, he made me feel really good last week. I'm like, girl, that's all he had to do to make you feel good from last week. Anybody else feel that way?
Just slow. Just so she said that, I was like,
Dolores says, what is decision day waiting for next season? Decision day is not for like a good 2 pushing 3 weeks. We have next week's episode.
Watching UK.
Next week's episode is supposed to be a filler, and then 2 more after that, Dolores. So it's a while. Right. So, but I just don't understand, or can someone explain to me why they felt it necessary after a nice activity, a bonding moment, they broke them into groups. Like, I just didn't think that was necessary. You know what I'm saying? They could have went from one couples activity group to they could have broke off on their own, or just, you know, whatever, not like sit them down. I was like, that's not cool. Like, that's depressing, because again, when they go home, what happens? Kirsten is having a rethink moment and having to talk to Shaq about, I don't think we're on the same page. I'm like, here we go again. We just heard this at the old time photo. Can we get a break?
I feel like Married at First Sight should probably think about, why don't y'all switch this up and do a show with all the successful couples? Because this right here is trash. Trash.
Yeah. Jasmine Show says, MAFS need to give us a break. We'll try again next season. Next season's already taped and on the way. We probably got about 6 weeks.
It's getting worse and worse every year. We just like, it can't get no worse than this.
I know, it always does, right? Dolores says Clint was the only one who was having fun. Clint's the only one that does have fun. And we're going to have a Married at First Sight. When we wrap up the season, we're giving out awards to my lovely viewers and to the people that's on this show. We're giving actual awards, participation awards, and we'll come up with ideas and what we're going to present them with off camera. Because listen, like for example, person that's ready to go to the therapist, ready, we got about 3 to hand out of participation awards. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But anyways, back at the house. Did I say Eris was back? Oh yeah, he's back. Now when he comes back though, he came in kind of like, this is the first time I noticed about Eris. He's very, not that he's nonchalant, but just like he's like nonchalant and just like, is he like tuned out or just like somebody that's in the moment all the time? He just gives me like, oh yeah, I'm here. Like, what did I miss? Listen, I thought he was going on a work trip that was consistent of him being gone. Why he take his clothes though? He could have his clothes at home. Like he didn't have to take those clothes, the backpack with him though. But what he did say that was like, red flag, we have heard this before. He said not only at the work meeting that he met higher ups, but this higher up in him had a mutual friend. I said, who is the mutual friend? Who is the mutual friend? Because we heard that. Huh? Somebody tell me. Because don't we remember the mutual friend is another one is someone he slept with before he came on the show? How he got all these mutual friends? I'm just asking. Somebody, come on, y'all. How he got these mutual friends?
Maybe Nashville small.
Okay. But he seems to like take pride on, I have these mutual friends. I had to take my backpack and then come back the next day. If you were going home, because see, I was under the impression that this work trip, he's going out of town. He said he went home to the apartment. So why you take your stuff if you knew you was coming back? Yeah. I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious. Let me read some comments. Jasmine Show says, mutual friends are always an issue. This man then ran through the entire city. Oh, the entire city. That's in caps. Okay, girl. But yes. But right though, if you just going home for the night to go to work, why'd you take your bag? If you just went to the house, what'd you take it for if you was coming back? Yeah. Maybe the work higher up was the mutual friend's house. But anyway, he comes back. They give a hug. They seem cool and all for now. Jasmine was saying how, the activities that she did and they did and that she actually did the best, things like that. He was like, oh, okay, whatever. And I was like, man, he just blew her off like that. He was like, all right. And then they started playing like Connect Four. And I was like, you know what, Eris, you could at least gave a little bit more conversation than that. But I understand that's not necessarily in his nature. But I mean, to me, it just seemed like he just blew off the activity that she did. And she seemed proud about it. And then there was like, for me, like a little awkwardness where she wanted to say like, yeah, I really felt good about you giving me those compliments. And even the group noticed the compliments the night before. And so I just really hope that we can connect on that. And I said, Jasmine has got to be better than that for you. But I think Jasmine is waiting for a spark. It's been this experiment is supposed to be 8 weeks? It's been at least 10. You know what I'm saying? She's waiting for any spark to catch fire and be like, ooh, that's my man. Because she was saying, I miss my husband. I'm like, girl, you call him your husband. So I guess, what y'all think? Is there a spark starting? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. No. What y'all think?
Ain't no spark. It's about
it's
you
empty.
see it ain't no spark. It ain't sparking. It ain't.
It's not sparking.
It ain't sparking. It ain't.
Mm.
No,
It's not sparking. Dolores
it
says
ain't no
Eris
sparking.
definitely hooked up with the mutual friend. It just sounds real shady that you had to take his stuff. That's all I'm saying. So
Yeah,
Dolores,
why you take everything if you was coming back? That ain't make no sense.
right. That's what I said. He went to the house. He said the apartment was quiet and feel like, he was missing Jasmine
Well,
and the dog. And then you came back the next day. Why did you take your stuff?
or maybe he took all his dirty clothes.
No. No. No, you had no reason to take your stuff. No, because he would have took her stuff. No, he wouldn't have. Because he's not, I don't think he's charismatic enough to take her stuff too and do her laundry. They're not there yet. They just barely started to hug. So anyway, all right. So then we see is the next day. Shaq and Kirsten get ready to leave. I'm surprised that Kirsten's actually going with Shaq for his back home to work, but I think she's going back with Shaq because she's tired of hearing it saying, you don't never come with me to my work commitments. You don't never. But again, here's another thing for me though, everyone. Shaq is going back home to work, which means he's not going out of town. So why does she have to go back home too? How come she can wait till the next day? His issue is he wants her to come with him to work commitments that's out of town. He's not going out of town. So see that now, Shaq, you get a red flag for that too. Why she got to come with you everywhere you go? Did y'all pick up on that? What?
I'm going to inbox you. I'm gonna inbox you. Wow.
Okay, I got my phone right here. Anyways, so Clint is cooking again, and you know what? I'm happy to see that Clint is cooking. But did y'all see the after show? Did y'all see the after show when Keisha was like, it was extended clip, and it said that Clint seasons his food with just salt and oil, and she gave him some seasoned salt. She's like, you could at least season your food. And I'm like, just salt? Come on, Clint, that's not a good thing. Hopefully if he's cooking in olive oil, because just salt, that's a no. But they decide that they're going to, before they go home, and they're eating breakfast, right? So the group decides, well, really Eris and Jasmine decide that they are going to introduce a card game. And hold on, let me read my message real quick. Let me see. They introduce a card game, and it's about words and quotes that they haven't said before. And some of the questions were, what do you like most and least about each other? And Chris, that was the question for Chris and Nicole. What do they like most? What do they like least? And of course, Chris had to start first, right? And he had to give Nicole her boost of confidence. Like, I really like that you care about me, this and that. She's like, well, what else? What else? And I'm like, Nicole, Chris, come on, right? And so the thing that she liked most with Chris was that, he's a good guy and things like that, but she wants him not to like do as much for other people, like do more for others than he does for himself. What do y'all think about the question? So we had what do you like most or least for Chris and Nicole? Your favorite interpretation by Shaq and Kirsten. What do you think the hardest thing is? That was Jasmine and Eris. And when do I hurt you? Gina and Clint. So what do we think about those questions?
Okay. First of all, now you gonna tell this man, you gonna sit there and tell this man that he need to focus on not pleasing or doing for other people. Lady, he got to do for you 24/7. I can't do nothing without you being down on yourself. I got to build you back up. I can't do for me because here go Nicole whining about how she sucks or she ain't good. When I always knew I couldn't do this. I was very cautious about doing this, and now I'm starting to hate it. Like, Nicole, That's why he told you. I hate. He said it the nicest way he could. I hate how you doubt yourself. He
He's
really
been,
wanted to say you getting on my nerve.
right. He's been saying that the whole episode and the whole season. But I found this tweet about Nicole, and I think it's very accurate. So let me put it up on the screen. It says, I love how they make it seem like Chris and Nicole's relationship is so ideal, but in actuality, they're toxic as hell. He's a people pleaser and she needs 3 therapy sessions a week. Do we agree with that?
Yes.
Yes.
And the people in the back that you can't see, but they
at the draft. Got the draft on.
Yes.
You know,
yes, this is toxic at its finest. It's just like, this is the couple that show up all cool, they go to separate beds. This is sick. Or when they fight, it's all gonna come out. And I mean it out. It's gonna get rough.
Go ahead. Yes. Yes. I'm having deja vu right now, like seriously. But you know what? Go ahead and do your thing, what you said that Chris does in the parking lot, Devontae. Go ahead and bless us with that.
What are you doing in the parking lot?
Oh, I gotta go home.
Oh, yeah.
In the parking lot.
Yeah. Pull up every day like, our Father which art in heaven. He gotta pray. Right. He gotta go to the Lord.
He's saying the daily prayer, right?
Yes, he got to, because ain't no way. I know if you get on his nerves, like, let me check my phone real quick.
Right. So I have something here for everybody before I move on. So, who do we think, everybody on the panel, everybody in the chat, who do we think should be shown or given grace? Who do we think? Because this word has come up a lot on this show all season, grace. Who needs to be given the grace? Anybody want to answer? It could be more than one couple.
Some grace. Probably Shaq. Shaq can know.
Shaq? Because Kirsten's the one that says grace all the time. She wants the grace. That's what she wants. But is there any other person that deserves grace? And I'm gonna say Chris. Give Chris some grace. Matter of fact, give Chris a break. How about that? I should wrote that. Who needs a break? Chris needs grace. He needs a break because he's constantly having to prove to Nicole that he's here, that he's not going anywhere. You know, constant. Just like the picture I put up. It says, I really, I can't put enough reallys. I really need to know. He's tired of telling you, Nicole. We're tired of it too. Like, why? You know, what is going on? All right. So who do we think is going to possibly say yes? Chat, right in the chat, and sir, who do we think? Because see, we've been thinking is Nicole and Chris, but Chris is starting to come out with a lot more doubts now. Even though I still think he might say yes. Do we think that Eris and Jasmine may say yes for decision day and fool us all and, you know, maybe be broken up by reunion?
If they say yes, I ain't watching next season. I'm not watching it.
What?
If they say yes, I'm done. Because ain't no. No, okay. Your self-esteem is shot. No, they paying people to say yes at this point. Cause ain't no way. No. Okay. You're not fooling me. Just turn into Netflix.
Okay. Who do we think is going to be just friends?
Just friends.
Friends.
Shaq and Kirsten.
Sharon, you think maybe Eris and Jasmine will be friends or make it? Just friends. Can you explain, Sharon, please? Just friends. So who? Shaq and Kirsten just friends? Do we
Yep.
even think Gina and Clint will be friends, or no? Because we know there are going to be other scenes with other cast members coming in.
I think that's gonna get messy with that other stuff that's going on that they ain't showed yet. Even though they show up for the commercial every dang on
Week.
episode. Like, when is we gonna get to? We even forgot his name. It's been so many episodes.
McKinley.
Yeah.
McKinley. Oh, Sharon says yes. I don't know. I mean, I mean, do I think they should say yes? No. But do I think it's possible just to say they gave it a try outside of cameras? Because we've heard that before. Oh, maybe when the cameras are off, it'll be better, even though it never is. I think it might be one of those situations.
But what the cameras got to do with him calling her? He don't even call her. What the cameras got to do with that?
I don't know.
You ain't even calling her now.
But that's what we've heard on other episodes of, or other seasons of Married at First Sight. You know, without the cameras, maybe it'll be different. So I don't know. So anyways, then there's a quick scene in the hot tub. Clint brings up the question about the craziest part that they had sex. Now, is Clint still on his champagne high when he's talking? This time of evening, you think he's still, pouring it up? I think so. But when Nicole answered in this hot tub, I was like, it's time to get out. She's like, I'm just kidding. I don't think she was, because I don't think Nicole kids like that. I think Nicole said the craziest place she had sex was in the hot tub they was all in. And she's like, oh, no, I'm just kidding. But see, Chris didn't answer. Chris was quiet. He didn't co-sign that. So I think maybe they did, or maybe she did. Either way, I would have been at the hot tub. But when Clint was explaining where he had the craziest sex at on the beach in Florida by the lifeguard station, whatever, Gina's face, I couldn't read her face. Either it was like, I can't believe he's telling that story, or like, was she grossed out? Did anybody notice that?
I think that's just her face.
You think it's just her face? Okay. Oh,
Sharon, don't care.
I know she don't. Real quick, Sharon to Eris and Jasmine says it will be a shocker. It definitely would be a shocker. Like, it'll be a shocker. Huh?
I said, what it?
Oh, look at your face. Your face.
Nope. Nothing shocks me at this point, because the fact that they're still here and Jasmine and them is still here, it's showing me that it's some type of contract or something, or they told them, y'all cannot back out. We can't afford. Y'all got to stick it out. They already quit. You should have quit first.
Yeah. So, and then after that, the next morning, not next morning, later in the evening, the couples are pillow talking. You got Jasmine and Eris pillow talking, laughing and joking, which I'm surprised they were doing a little hee-heeing. Clint talk about to Gina, he can't wait to see Clint. See that right there? I mean, what's the dog's name? Hank. He's like, oh, I can't wait to see Hank. I'm like, wow, that's the best that the camera got for y'all to talk about the business. And then you can't wait to see Hank, her dog, that she's taking when she go to her, back to her place. Come on now.
I think I'm kind of mad at Clint, though, because I don't think he's trying either. I feel like, dude, if you really gonna give it a try, give it a try. We ain't even seen you compliment her, like nothing that would like show her like, oh, I like her. You ain't doing nothing either. So what's the point? So I can't just be mad at her. I'm mad at him. You ain't doing nothing either.
Well, that's one thing that Gina does go on to say, that he's not making me feel like a wife.
No.
So, no compliments, no whatever she needs to feel like she's a wife. But Clint is always like, we're just looking for the next spark. We're trying to stoke the fire, this and that. But then he admits that she doesn't make him feel like a husband. But if she's checked out and it, there's no spark in the fire. So I can see both sides, like him not making her feel like a wife, but he is contradicting himself with what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely contradicting himself with that.
He needs to just be a man and have a sit down at the table. Like, so what we doing? Because I'm tired of being friends with you. I ain't signed up to be friends at first sight, neither did you.
Right.
Can we really start over? Like, can
Yeah.
we start over? Like, I actually like you. Like, let's start over. And I'm not trying to be your friend. And then
Right.
start from there. Go out on a nice date. Go salsa dance. You need to do something that got to do with touching intimately.
Yeah.
No
Frappe,
top golf. None of that.
right. Yeah. I ain't even talking about that part, but I'll get to it in a second. So Frappe T says, I don't know. Gina looked like she might. Me too. Clint, I think might should keep boundaries. You kind of have to write that one again, Frappe T. You lost me with what the first part you were saying. But speaking of the little golf thingy, was Chris not like, oh my goodness, here we go. She can't even play. Nicole can't even play like little mini putt without going, oh my God, I just need to win. Like, I know it's a child's game, but I just get really frustrated. Clint, Chris in confessional said, you know what, this is the last time we doing this. You know what I'm saying? He does not want to be bothered with Gina and her outbursts. But the problem for me is, not Gina, excuse me, Nicole. Nicole will be doing this all the time. It doesn't matter what activity it is. If she isn't confident knowing she's going to win, she's going to be a poor sport, and she's always going to talk about like, oh, I could have did this, could have did that. I mean, just kind of like ruined it a little bit. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry if I ruined it for you. Well, when can you ever have fun, Nicole? When can you ever have fun? But anyways, back to pillow talking. So then we get back to Chris and Nicole. She's saying how she's suggesting how let's see, Chris does things for people because he thanked her for saying what she said during the card game. And then Nicole goes on to say, well, I want you to hang out with your friends. Excuse me. I need you to have another outlet. Maybe you could have another bachelor party or something like that. I'm like, oh, you would really want him to have another bachelor party? Excuse me. I think it would be like, if he did, it would be like a joint bachelorette party. I don't see Nicole pushing back too much from letting Chris have a little too much freedom doing stuff like that without her knowing what it is that he's going to do and her planning it. She don't give me that kind of vibe. What do y'all think? Oh, Frappe and D says if Clint tried to make a move, she might pull a Me Too situation. Oh, Gina?
I mean, I didn't say stick his tongue down her throat. I said just get more intimate.
Yeah.
About the putt. I mean, poor Chris. I mean, it's just like Nicole. Like it's putt. You act like y'all really playing golf.
Right.
Get a par or get on the green. Like it's putt. It's really designed to make you miss and have fun.
Right. And then, it's the little things that's out there, different putts have different little donuts or different little statue stuff like that. It's not serious. It's not even meant for it to be serious, right? But she's like, oh my God, I cannot believe. Come on, Nicole.
Right, y'all could have bet something at each hole. Like each hole I'll get a kiss or something. Whoever hit it first. I don't know. Gotta do something.
Right.
Like, I mean, y'all could have bet or something. Like, why was it like when she kept hitting the first time, I was like, is that not Chris ball? Why is she talking about she sucks? You were literally right next to his ball. You did a good job. He ain't no better than you.
I don't know what she expects though. Like I said, you can't even do something so minor. That is so minor. I don't even know anything that's as minor. What would be so like as minor as that? Like a badminton. You know what I'm saying? It's like for fun. So Nicole doesn't know how to have fun. She doesn't know how to let go. Okay, Sharon says, Chris is very patient right now. Wonder what happens when he has enough of her negativity. He said he's never going to do putt-putt with her again, so that's a start. Pat Holcomb says, hey, Pat. She says, I think Chris is starting to see the red flags. That is why he's in no hurry to look for an apartment for them and 3 dogs. His dogs have a home. Have we seen Nicole's dog? They do have a home. And no, we have not seen Nicole's dog since the dog been with the dad. So, yeah, I think eventually, even if they do say yes, it's gonna wear down. It's already wearing down just by we seen as the shows progress, but specifically on a casual activity, like every single time. So, anyways, so let's jump to the next day because we're about to wrap this up. Clint is cooking breakfast and she is asking Chris. I counted. She asked Chris 5 times. 5 times. So what's gonna happen when we go home? No, I really need clarity. Like, we just haven't really pinpointed to talk about what we're going to do when we go home. Chris says, we've already talked about this. We'll be fine. We'll get, across the bridge. We'll get to it. No. But no, I need to know for right now. Like, I need to know if you're serious. I'm not going to say it 5 times, but I'm like, how many times he's got to tell you the same thing? Chris has told you the same thing since Dr. Pepper or Pastor Cal or somebody, the month anniversaries, sat on the sofa with y'all, and you said to them, Nicole, that what are we going to say on decision day? What are we going to say on decision day? We're going to say it. So how much more clarity does she need? And Chris is just standing back looking at her like, come on, right? Then after the 5th time, and I guess it finally sinks in with like, we already talked about that. We'll get there when we get to it. Then she gets into the, oh, well, let's do something fun for breakfast. Where did she get those dinosaur costumes from that he didn't know about? Where did she get those from? She's like, you gonna wear this? He's like, no, I'm good. No, wear it. No, I'm good. No, come on, it'll be fun. He's like, oh, okay. That's gonna be their whole relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, even if it was male to female, nobody wants to be involved with that all the time. So he decides to go ahead and put on that costume where he has no idea where it came from. And she's going to come to the stairs and talk about, rawr, rawr. And he comes up the stairs, he's like, this was not my idea. I'm just doing it, right? Ooh, what do we think about that?
Man, Chris was just there like Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here not to get fined. Because I was just like, dinosaur outfits. I'm thinking this may be lunch or something. Just breakfast. Girl, it's too early to be doing that.
Yes.
Got up the stairs talking about raw, and ain't nobody even laugh. Everybody was like,
everyone's like, what in the world is happening here?
Like, everybody was like, I know the black people was like, what? No.
Eris's face, he looked and he looked back. I had the picture of like, nah, I'm not gonna upload it. But it's just the fact of, like, ooh, the dinosaur, this is my lotion. Oh, the dinosaur wants some bagels. Rawr, rawr. I would have been so embarrassed. But Chris, this just goes to show how that's part of his personality, how he lets other people talk him into doing something he doesn't necessarily want to do. So he's trying to, in my opinion, trying to overextend himself, making Nicole happy. Because can you imagine? She asked him 3 times. He finally gave in. What if after 4 times like, Nicole, no, I'm not doing this. If you want to, they wouldn't have made it to breakfast. You know what I'm saying?
What is the chances that you go to an expert picking show and they literally pick the same thing you've been trying to get away from? This is ridiculous. I'm like, you literally got away from this. I said, man, at first sight must ask them. So what happened in your last relationship? When they must describe it to the T, they was like, go find one just like this. Go.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And we just gonna give her a nice game. We gonna change it like the go-getter. Like
Right. Pat Holcomb says Chris told her in the car on the way home on the way to the cabin that they would talk about it on Monday when they get home. I mean, she literally asked him 5 times. Literally. And I was like, I can't. I feel bad for Chris. I know he wants to be in a relationship. I know a lot of people do want to be in a relationship, married at first sight. But this has been too much, in my opinion. Sharon says, huh?
Go ahead.
Chris say no. Matter of fact, I did pull up one picture. I just thought about it. Are you ready? Here we go. Rawr. 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 Rawr.
It's like, wow, bro. Wow.
Right. But
just sitting back there.
Huh?
I said, just sitting back there looking like Bob's Burger.
Yeah, but where did she have these costumes at though? Where were they? I mean, she had to blow them up. Where were they? Why did see now I'm suspect? Why didn't he see these costumes?
She
You
probably
know?
bought it at one of them little shops because they was going into town doing things. So she probably bought that little shop when she probably was with Kirsten.
No, that's fine that she bought them, but they're blown up though. Where did she blow them up? And they had to be sitting in the room, or it's like producers like, can you go get those dinosaur costumes? You know, rawr.
Well, yeah, I was wondering how they inflated it.
Yeah.
Say, unless they sat there down there and blew them up.
Anyways, that weren't cool, and I was like, oh, Chris, it's gonna be a long. However long you're gonna stay in your marriage if you stay with Nicole. I mean, I wish them the best if they do, but you know, it's whatever. So that was the end of that episode. I really think they should extend it last week to 30 minutes to put that in because it wasn't really like an hour and a half. It was just really basic for that. But next week's episode, we're supposed to see. Now they gave two different commercials for me. For those of you who stream, they gave me two different commercials. Real quick, Frappes and Tea says Chris inner voice is saying, "I wish he'd STFU." Probably. But I saw two commercials next week for those of you who don't watch TV, the show on cable or satellite. One said next week's episode would be like all the scene. You know how they do all the scenes of the season? And then another commercial showed the episode of Jasmine pole dancing for Eris. Did y'all see that? Which one did y'all see?
I seen both of them.
You did? So that's what I'm saying. Like, when they gonna throw in all the season episodes? Because we don't need to review that one at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already know what happened. But anyways, when we do see Jasmine pole dancing for Eris and she's showering him with the wands or whatever, does she gotta give the money back? You think she gotta he gonna ask for the money back? Who thinks that?
That's proud money.
Okay. And then Clint is getting his hair cut, but not by Gina. And she's looking forward to his new hairstyle. So do we think that this was Clint's idea to get his haircut, or was it Gina's idea? I hope it was his idea to get his haircut, not Gina's, especially what's she going to say at the very, very end. What do you think about that? Clint getting his haircut, pole dancing.
I mean, when they skip forward, it didn't even look like it really changed that much. Unless I missed it.
Maybe it took off a little bit of length because his hair was to his shoulders. I think it's like to his neck now. And then we have Nicole talking with her dad about what she feels differently about when the experiment is done. Can we get Nicole, what is it? Do you want to be married? Or do you think you'll feel different come, I don't know, a week later, you're sitting there like, is it yes or no? Like, why would you feel different? What's going to change? And why would you ask your dad?
I don't think her dad really liked Chris. I mean, or respect him. Let's say that. I feel like he may like him. He just don't respect him because he feel like he know his daughter. I'm like, he was probably like, nobody would just agree to her. You just agreeing to everything she said. If you don't want to do it, tell her you don't want to do it. And that's that. She need to learn how to hear no.
Right. And then Chris telling his friend that he's not sure anymore. He said he's putting all the work to do it, but he's not sure like where it's going to go forward. Do you think he's starting to feel like, I don't know if I could take on Nicole and her personality?
Nope.
You don't think so?
He gonna do it. He gonna feel like he already too deep invested. I might as well try it out.
Might as well. Shaq and Kirsten, again, same old story, different day. Mm-hmm. Are we on the same page or are we not on the same page? And then Jasmine takes Eris to a tarot card reader where she says he's a good man. He just needs a lot of work to do. And Eris is telling Jasmine like he didn't feel comfortable with going to a tarot card reader, which I can understand him not being comfortable, but I mean, what she said was kind of accurate. I mean, he might be a good man, but he definitely does have a lot of work to do, for sure.
If somebody don't fire Miss Cleo, if you don't talk about he a good man, lady.
He might be, work-wise and stuff like that, but he has a lot of work to do. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's a bad dude. He's just hasn't grown emotionally, or, he hasn't matured to a certain level.
Just not for her. I don't feel like he's a bad person. I just feel like he real shallow.
Yeah. And then the experts will be back next week, and Gina's throwing shade about Clint, saying he brings a sense of energy that gives her secondhand embarrassment. I'm like, wow. Now, if Clint says after this, while they're sitting with the experts, and Gina says his energy gives a secondhand embarrassment, if Clint says, oh, well, maybe we could still spark the flame, that's it. They better go first or last, because I don't have nothing less for Clint. What else does Clint need to hear from Gina? She already says that, I feel like I have a friend. I didn't want to marry a friend. And now she's getting secondhand embarrassment. Oh my goodness. I just couldn't believe that she would even say something like that about Clint personally, but she did. So maybe this is Clint's wake-up call.
I think that she just don't think he's funny. She probably think he do too much. I think she might be a little bit more reserved, or she probably hate that he always got to be the center of attention. Maybe that's what it is. It could be like an insecurity.
Could be.
Because it don't make no sense. Like, he got the best personality on the dang on cast.
That's true. That's true. So that's hopefully that's next week's episode, and we don't get a filler. The last thing we need for this season is a filler, because it's been on a really long time, and we are all ready, I'm speaking for us all, to get to decision day so we can see what is going on. And see the scene with Dominique and Clint and all that, huh?
I was gonna say, did you watch the after show?
I did watch the after show. Which part are you referring to?
Keisha Knight Pulliam is the GOAT. She said Clint.
Them seasons.
She said Clint. What you season them fish with?
Salt
and oil. Baby, here goes some of my Keisha Knight Pulliam seasoning. I said, we didn't even know you had seasoning.
Right. She just put her on label.
Promo. I said, so you mean to tell me his fish ain't had no seasoning? I said, oh Lord, they've been lying to Clint all week. The food's so good. Everybody been ordering pizza on the low. This fish tastes like the Little Mermaid. What is this?
Not pizza on the low.
That's a pizza. Somebody, oh, Clint sleep, y'all. Keep on letting him jump. Don't get the pizza. The Domino's down there.
Sidebar. This does go to the IG that I sent you that one time. I'm just saying, we'll keep it between us. But anyways. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back live Monday and Tuesday with 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way and 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise. And back on Thursday for Married at First Sight. Did we have any other last comments before we head out of here? Anyone?
I don't.
No? All right. Well, if something comes up, then I'll let y'all know. I'll be back. Now we'll see y'all next time then. Thank you for joining. I appreciate everybody. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night, everyone.